what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. Let me just say hello to everybody. I'm going to just do a mini welcome, and then I'm going to introduce our master of ceremony that a lot of you know, and he's been doing this. We've been doing this for about 3-4 years now, and I'm just so glad to see so many of you out, and especially our victims. Over here is our victims. Let's give them a hand. And it's many more to come.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today is bittersweet. It's hard to call it a celebration, but it's important to be a day of remembrance. It's important that the community comes out and stands with these family members. These people who every day have to wake up with the realization that somebody in their lives who should still be here isn't here because of the intentional and malicious act of somebody else. And so it's important that we stand beside them, stand behind them, stand with them, to let them know that as they hurt, we hurt. And hopefully, as they heal, we'll all heal as a community. So I'm glad that you're all here today. Thank you for being out here for these families. Thank you for the NYPD for being out here with these families. I'm going to ask Inspector Yakatelli to please come forward.
First, I'd like to say thank you to Jackie Rowe Adams. Thank you to the mothers and fathers here today. Words can't express, and we're trying, everyone here is trying to find the right words. But what you've gone through and the strength you've shown and the strength you're showing here today it's impossible to describe. I just want to say thank you for allowing us the time to share our losses here with you today. Okay, and we're learning from you as well. The strength you guys are finding in each other is something we all learn, that the strength is in numbers when it comes to grief. So the names I'll be reading are the names of the officers that have been killed in the 32nd Precinct serving the Harlem community. Robert Holmes, John McCormick, Martin Maloney, William Miller, Francis Buckley, Otto Motz, Henry Pondorf, John Donahue, Charles Godfrey, Joseph Scott, Joseph Burke, Leroy Shears, Harry Badian, Anthony Buckner, Benjamin Wallace, John Pendergrass, Samuel Katz, Francis O'Rourke, Francis Walsh, James Danbridge, Henry Tustin Jr., Waverly Jones, Joseph Piagentini, Ralph Stanchi, Bruce Anderson, Jason Rivera, Wilbert Mora. Thank you.
Yes. We are robbed of our own lives, cannot go to work, cannot function, cannot eat, cannot have a relationship with nobody. We tried to step out, but each time we stepped out, the system pulled us back in because of these criminals. We are in trauma. We are tired of guns. Just guns. We are tired of illegal guns. All illegal guns were once non-illegal, if that's a word.
Where are these guns coming from? Where are they coming from? Why so many guns are in schools? Why so many children are being killed? Why no one really stand up and said these mothers need their kids? I had one son that promised in 2018. That was the last Mother's Day gift. He said, Mom, I will take care of you. I will get you out of the South Bronx. I will buy you a house. But because of illegal guns, because of trauma, because of poverty, not enough things for our kids to do, because no one really comes out and says these kids need a good old flogging. We are suffering. We are suffering. Take it from me. We are suffering. Don't make this face fool you. We are suffering. It's time we say enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Milagros Ortega, and my son, Francisco Leal, is a victim of gun violence. And as you see, all of the mothers and fathers behind us, we don't do this for clout. We do this because we want everyone in this community and all over the world to understand that we are in pain. We don't sit here and smile for the cameras to say, please put me on TV. We live this every single day. Keyshawn Cruton, Stephen Daniels, Tanaya Davis, Leon Dean, William Dean, Freddie De Jesus, Anna DeLucia, Daquan Dingle, Jeremiah Draper, Christopher Duran, Jaran Elliott, and my son, Francisco Leal. May you rest in peace, son. I'm out here fighting just like all the other mothers here. You'll see me one day, but not until I fight this fight. Love you. Thank you.
My name is Otissa Dillard, and I lost my son, my only son, my firstborn of 2 children. He left Harlem, went to Virginia, got married, had 4 kids, and somebody gunned him down. It's unsolved to this day, 12 years ago. And I just hope none of you have to stand up here and be in my shoes. Raekwon Stack Bundles Elliott, Louis Ascension, Yaqueen English, Nigel Irving, Wakeek Fawcett, Junior Guzman Felez, Marcia Ferroa, George Floyd, Maserati Fox, Terrell Fountain.
The actual day of the National Day of Remembrance is the 25th of September. And Congressman Rangel written it into law 2007 and deemed this day, the 25th, the National Day of Remembrance for all murdered victims, to let people know we are not forgotten. Assistant Commissioner Connor of Youth Strategy, the moms love him madly. He's limping. I want y'all to know National Day of Remembrance started yesterday on the 25th, and we walk. Now I'm telling y'all, I'll walk. I see you back there. I never know her say her name right. Keoka. We walked from the Bronx to City Hall. Now, do y'all believe I walked? No. We walked, and this man is responsible for it. He coordinated it, and I just want to thank him.
We started up in the Bronx, specifically on the corner of Westchester and Fox, where 11-year-old Kahira Tay was murdered in April by a stray bullet. But we had reps from every borough representing the 5 boroughs. Staten Island got to cheat a little bit. They took the ferry across. Commissioner Stewart wouldn't let me shut the Verrazano down that day, so we had to compromise a little bit. But we ended it with a lot of kids, a lot of cops, and a lot of community at City Hall. And it was powerful. And a lot of my staff who, first time they did it, they're still talking about it. But we saw a lot of the kids, including Kahira's little sister, who Dad pushed in a wheelchair most of the way. And Mom and Dad did it. And they navigated to the moms and dads that came out from Harlem Mothers Saved. Ella was there, Milagros was there, Victoria was there, Jackie was there. We had moms all along the route, and I think it was good for the family. I know it was good for a lot of people yesterday, but it was the best reason to do it. We need to support the families, the moms and the dads, but also the brothers, the sisters, the grandmas, the aunts, the uncles, because there's a lot of pain out there. Now, sadly, the fight's going to continue because later that night I get a call that on the same exact corner we started, some of the family members returned, and there was a shootout on that corner at 6 o'clock last night. We got a lot of work to do. But I know right now, seeing people here today, we can do this. It's a fight, and you got to be all in to get this done. So I want to thank everybody that came out yesterday, and hopefully it's just the start of a good turn.
First, I want to say is that I have to believe in the system. And for all of us who have lost our loved ones to gun violence, we have to believe in the system. About a month ago, I went to court. And this has been going on for so long. And they kept putting it off because he was trying to avoid it. And I prayed to my son. I was like, please, let somebody know what happened so that they can pay for what they did to you, because you was somebody. Everybody's child that was taken, not just the parents behind me, but across the world. Their child meant something to them. So it comes to find out somebody gave some information, and I also had hired a private detective. And now one of the victims, because there was a few involved, one of them has been sentenced to 25 years.
Perpetrator, not the victim.
The perpetrator has been given 25 years. That's just one of them. And I was offended because I'm saying there's 2 others involved, but they wouldn't tell me what was going on until after the first case. So now come to find out that the other 2 are in federal custody now. And that includes my son's case, and this was in the Bronx. I also want to give thanks to, I don't know if he's still out here, Commissioner O'Connor. I want to give thanks to him because when I first came, you know, he helped me with my case. And also, I don't see her, but Linda from the DA's office. Oh, there you go. Thank you so much. Thank you. Even though my legs are hurting from that walk, but I thank you for your support. I also thank Linda. She was also at the DA's office. I want to thank her because when I came to her, she cried. When she heard me crying, she cried with me. Like it was real tears. It wasn't, you know, anything that was put on. And she took me in. And she brought me here to Harlem Mothers Saved to meet Jackie. And I want to thank Jackie for everything that she does for me.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I am Ella B. Thomas, as I'm called by Jackie Rowe, Ella B. I've been in this organization from 2006 October. I'm on the board next to Miss Jackie Rowe. I buried 2 sons, 91, 96. One solved, one unsolved. And I'm now raising my son's son and grandson. It's not easy, but I went to church. And I know whoever did it, like somebody said, why you still cry? You don't want to hear my answer? Don't ask me the question. Sierra Carmen Smith, Curtis Smith, Curtis Lamar Smith, Gerard Smith, Lamont Smith.
Because when we have these outings, we have these gatherings, the pain subsides for a while, and then they go home alone. And they get a chance to be by themselves and think of what really happened, the nightmare that just happened. And I want to tell you, at the police department, we don't forget. The DA's office, we don't forget either. So we're here today on a sad day, but we're here on a healing day. We want you guys to know that we'll always be with you, and I know Jackie will definitely be with you, but this is the day of remembrance that we should let people know that this gun violence, as it happens, this is not normal. This is not how we're supposed to be living.
A lot of people think they can be alone, live alone. I can do life by myself. I'm all good by myself. Nobody here can do that. But when you've lost part of yourself, when it was taken away, amputated without permission, when you look down at that empty space that had a body part that happened to be a son or a daughter, you need to know that there's support out here for you. So,
good afternoon, everyone. We're the brothers from Boyer Lodge, and we'd like to thank Jackie and all the Mother Saves because and Father Saves because the victims, the majority of the victims, are our potential brothers, the brothers that we want to come to the lodge, the brothers that we want to make better men. So when they pass away, we lose. So we feel your sorrow and pain, and we'd like to make a presentation to Jackie of a check for, what's that guy? For a check for $500. It's just a small token of our appreciation. And as Jackie knows, we're just a phone call away.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Robert Holmes.
Our fallen sons, our fallen
John
daughters,
McCormick.
their love is still moving.
Martin Maloney. William Miller. Francis Buckley. Otto Motts.
Archibald. Michael Arnold.
We're going to ask if the Reverend Jacques de Graaf could please come and
Michael
offer
Arnold
a prayer.
was one of our fathers that is no longer here, Mr. Arnold. I was his son. We miss you, Mr. Arnold.
Raekwon Stack Bundles Elliott. Louis Ascension. Yaqueen English. Nigel.
O gentle Savior,
Joaquin
hear
Bissell,
our humble cry,
Junior Guzman,
while on others thou art
Marcia
calling.
Figueroa,
Do not
George
pass
Ford,
us by.
Maserati Fox, Terrell Fountain, Annie M. Fryer, William Garcia, Gabriel Casio Garcia, Duval Gardner.
For us it did not end at the cemetery. And so we come and bring our loved ones and their names in the forms of these balloons.
Dylan George,
Beverly Jenkins, Cheyenne Craig Jenkins, Jamari Jones, DeQuai Jones, Earl Jones, Taisha Q. Jones, Francisco Leo, Rohan Levy, Anthony Lewis, Jaquan Lewis, Norman Lodge, Javier Lopez, Onika Shea Lopez, Tony Lopez, Darrell P. Lynch,
Portia Owens, Michelle Packard, Christopher Pedro, Joey Pedro, Pierre Paul Jr., Hector Perez, Jason Lorenzo Perez, Michael Perez.
On the count of 3, everybody's going to release our balloons and shout those names out. 1, 2, 3. We love you all. We remember you all. Forever in our community, forever in our hearts.